competition. Jimmy Horn Jr.'s had a pretty good camp.
Yeah.
He was kind of low on the depth chart. How much stock do you put on that opening depth chart, and then how do you communicate that to a young guy like Jimmy?
Honestly, it's just pushing him to grow every day. Show us that we have to have you here. Show us that we have to put you on the field. Show us that we can count on you. And those are things that he's taking strides in, and that he's really competing. He's one of the first guys in the building.
This man is on the floor. Jimmy Horn. I tried to tell y'all. I tried to warn y'all. But still to this day, after an NFL preseason game, he is unguardable. Now, Jimmy Horn didn't get a lot of preseason burn. He only got 4 targets for 4 catches. He did what he did, but he gets right back. I'm talking right back into practice and starts destroying people's ankles. I'm probably sure you're seeing the video as I'm yapping right now. What does Dave Canales have to say about his young wide receiver dismantling people? And then after that, we're also going to talk about Mr. Tmac because the difference, the variability with a Tmac here and a Jimmy Horn here, I think is going to make the NFC South very, very scary for a long time, big dog. So what does Dave Canales have to say about his former Colorado player?
To go up, and that's really what we hope for.
Speaking of the competition, Jimmy Horn Jr.'s had a pretty good camp.
Yeah.
He was kind of low on the depth chart. How much stock do you put on that opening depth chart, and then how do you communicate that to a young guy like Jimmy?
Honestly, it's just pushing him to grow every day. Show us that we have to have you here. Show us that we have to put you on the field. Show us that we can count on you. And those are things that he's taking strides in, and that he's really competing. He's one of the first guys in the building. He's give love to Keyshawn Coleman, one of our quality control coaches, who is constantly with Jimmy before, after practice, after meetings. He's working the right way. It reminds me of a young David Moore, 7th round pick out of East Central Oklahoma, and I spent every second that I could with David Moore for about 2 years, to the point where now he's had a really successful career, on a couple of different teams. But it's that type of work, it's that type of development and mindset that Jimmy has, that he wants it, and that goes really far with us.
So Jimmy really wants it, and I do want to point out, because we're going to break down Jimmy Horn absolutely dismantling this corner. We're also going to break down a few more clips, as well as, of course, the entire Carolina doing their big thing. We got a full one-on-one, 2 minutes of one-on-one. Shout out to Carolina Blitz on Twitter, obviously. Keep blitzing, at Keep Blitzing. And they do a lot of actual on-site stuff. They do polls and stuff. They do all types of stuff. So if you're a Carolina fan or just a Jimmy Horn fan, just be locked and loaded here, because they do great stuff. So here is Jimmy Horn putting people on skates. And look, I was big on Jimmy Horn. I was big on LeJohntay. And it's not just because, all they're Colorado players. I'm not sure if you could see, but that man is on the floor. I don't know if did y'all see that? Let me just in case, this man is on the floor. He's on the ground right now. He's picking up his pieces right now. That man probably has a family and everything. So let's take it down. Let's take it slowly. Let's watch what Jimmy did to this grown man. So now we've got a bit of outside leverage. I can tell because the ball's coming from here. Finally, I like this angle because I can tell which way we're going. So we have some outside leverage. Okay, Jimmy is trying to work to the outside. Okay, so a lot of different wide receivers do things in different ways depending on your body, your ability, and kind of what you prosper at. So what Jimmy's gonna want to do is actually go from here, right, to I'm gonna attack him, right? So he's already out here. What I'm gonna do is actually attack this DB, and what the DB has to do is, okay, well, if he's coming here, I need to widen out. I need to maintain my outside leverage, right? So he goes. I mean, Jimmy is hard on this inside shoulder. I guess it's his inside shoulder or outside, depending on how you're looking at it. But he's driving at this inside shoulder, driving. He's going to continue to widen, right? And obviously, Jimmy wants him to think, I'm driving and I'm pushing vertical, right? Get your flips hipped. I mean, your flips hipped. Get his hips flipped finally, right? Boom, to break down. Oh, I'm breaking inside. And that makes him overcommit. His hips are flipped, so he has to overcommit there. Oh, let me go big with my step and make sure and he can't do it. So even if Jimmy Horn was just sitting this down, I mean, you don't even got the feet. You can't even keep up with Jimmy. So forget about what he did to set this up. Forget about the fact that attacks widens. This is separation, ladies and gentlemen. We talk about creating separation. Look at this Carolina blitz tag in the middle of between these two humans. Look at where it starts. Look at this. Look at what Jimmy Horn creates. This is called creating separation. Boom. This right here. I've just created, or Jimmy, rather, has created separation. He attacks. Now I'm going to push vertical, right? I'm going to push away. That's going to have to force you to open your hips up, okay? And now I'm sitting it down. You don't got the ankles for this, Playboy. I'm sorry. You don't got the ankles, the hips, you ain't got Nathan. You ain't got Nathan. And Jimmy Horn sits it down, and you know what I'm saying? He going to take it all the way out there. So, actually, I thought, because, you know, the route ends of him coming outside, he's actually just sitting it down on kind of like a hook route, really. So he's actually not trying to get outside, which makes sense for the full rep, right? So it makes sense why he wants to press him out. I want to widen you, create separation, so I can sit down right here in that space I just created. And then, you know what I'm saying, murder, she wrote. That's a bad time. A few more individual one-on-ones from Jimmy Horn, right? Break down there, come out, smooth, easy. And then after this, right? And this is a route where he's trying to break to the outside here. You know what I'm saying? And then we have outside leverage. So similarly, right? Similar setup, but he's actually going outside. He's actually going to push vertical. Then he's going to attack him. He's going to attack that shoulder, right? And then when he goes right here, that's that separation you want, right? So not to just go straight out and let him attach to him, right? If he instead of going here and going straight flat, that defensive back was probably allowed to get more in his hip pocket and kind of drive him a little more, maybe get, you know, a little closer to him. What he did instead is go vertical. Then I'm attacking you, right? He has to back up, then flip his hips a little late. A little bit of separation he uses to the maximum of his ability. Like Jimmy Horn is a savant getting open. This looks like inside shade here and inside leverage, right? So he's going to attack him, push out and up. And that's just too easy, man. That's just too easy. And let's get into the better breakdown. All right, so let's check out what we have cooking for these one-on-ones. It seems like Tmac is up first, and you know we are gonna spend some time speaking on team. I mean, man, we holding jerseys. Is that what we're doing in training camp right now? This is hilarious. So the only way that you can stop Tmac apparently is holding the fuck out of his jersey. I don't blame you. There we go. Now we can go full screen. I don't blame you at all. I mean, yo, I don't know how many of y'all play FIFA. But in FIFA, you can hold B or circle, and you can hold on to somebody. That's what that looks like he's doing. But good job. I do like to see, you know, we talk about the small coaching points and the small intricacies of being a route runner, right? And I think Ted McMillan's going to be, or Tmac, sorry, he prefers to be called Tmac. I think he's going to be a bona fide star. Like, I just don't see anybody being able to stop Mike Evans 2.0, except he's faster, smoother, and scarier, I think, right? So what I do want to see here, though, just a small, you know, I don't know nothing. I've heard smart wide receivers say this. As he's getting this, because he's doing a good job fighting, you know, he's very strong. He's doing a good job fighting. The only thing I would change on a DeAndre Hopkins level, I think I saw this from, is get to that pressure point. Right, that's where you want to get, not like actual pressure point, but just the fulcrum of his elbow. That's where he wants to press. Right now, he's up top here, which is doing a good job, which is really just helping him pull him more. I think that's probably why this ball got overthrown. I think if he gets on that elbow, right, like he tries to right here, like you see, he's trying to get elbow and break that, but eventually he just keeps his arm out, keeps good distance. But I think he just slowed him down just enough that he couldn't get that catch. Here's Adam Thielen, a route running savant, and I want to show you something. Adam Thielen, again, known as a route runner, known as a possession receiver, just the difference between what Jimmy Horn's out route looked like. And this is not me picking on Adam Thielen. I'm just talking about, what do I mean by separation, right? This is a lack of separation, right? This is what Adam Thielen's going to do. Again, this is a real deal pro. So Adam Thielen's trying to go outside. What is Adam Thielen going to do with his first touch? Adam Thielen's going to drive hard, right? Now, here's my issue. It seems like his shoulder is pointed out, but his head is pointing forward, which is not really an issue, I should say. But that's kind of what he's going after, right? He's going after trying to keep his head as straight as possible while keeping his, you know, almost all of his hips and everything pointed away, right? Shout out to the defensive back, right? Because as he's attacking, you know, really straight up, kind of this inside shoulder here, he's being pretty patient, right? He kind of let him come to him. In that last video, you saw when Jimmy Horn went at him, right? when Jimmy Horn went at him, there was a bit of a backup. There was already space created. Whereas this defensive back is being a lot more patient, right? Watch what he does. He's a lot later. Adam Thielen already has 3 steps in the ground, and he's barely picked up his feet. He's opened his hips, and look at how he matches, right? Adam Thielen does himself no favors here by not trying to push anything inside, by not trying to push anything really vertical. I think he just thought his head fake would, but he's constantly widening himself. Look at where he started, right? He started here. He widens, and all that does is allow this corner with outside leverage to get better leverage. Here it is, no separation. That's no separation. So you break on this inside, but like I talked about, what Jimmy Horn wanted to avoid, right? Adam Thielen is a more physical wide receiver, so he probably handles this a little differently, right? But without creating that separation, he's in your hip pocket. He's here, right? This becomes a little more of a challenging contested pass now, because now you got a monkey on your back, right? So it's just something interesting to point out, right? Is this XL? I think this is XL. Yeah, this is XL with an out and up. Boy, he runs routes like a offensive lineman. He runs routes like Drewski. So let's see him operate. He's gonna want to first get his feet moving. He gets some feet fire here. Again, he's a big wide receiver. I want him to almost DK Metcalf. Well, I probably shouldn't say DK Metcalf. I just want him to maybe George Pickens, just get straight up, right? Just go straight vertical and bully through him. You're stronger than the defensive back. He's gonna foot fire. He's gonna stutter, and good on him, because what happens is he gets those hips flipped pretty quick, right? So he gets open, he opens up that defensive back, and he's got a lot of space here. So now that the hips are open, he seemingly has a lot of space. I would like to see him, and he's gonna go out and then go back up again, and he actually creates some separation here. He goes hard, he goes out, beautiful head fake. I mean, how many steps does he take out? 1, 2, 3. I mean, that's 3 hard steps outside before he flips his hips back up. And I think if he was just a little speedier, maybe he gets a little more separation there. So that's not the worst thing ever, right? Not the worst thing I've ever seen ever. I actually don't know who 8-3 is. I don't know who 8-3 is, but he set that down pretty well. Hunter Renfro, you talk about a route runner, son. Now, again, compared to Adam Thielen, right? Compared to Adam Thielen, let's look at Renfro and the way that he operates, because what's he gonna do? He's got this kind of outside-ish leverage here. So I'm gonna lull him to sleep. I'm gonna push. Oh, okay, my fault. I'm gonna push inside, right? I'm gonna get high on my toes, so to make you think that all I was doing was setting you up, right? So I'm trying to get his hips flipped. Now, real good discipline here. Real good discipline by this defensive back, instead of biting on this outside head fake. I mean, look at how low Hunter Renfro gets, dog. Like, this is what I mean by route survival. Hunter Renfro can run a route, ladies and gentlemen. Look how low his knee is to the ground, son. So it's a hard fake. This defensive back, super strong here, keeping it there. But again, I think he did enough just making him hesitate to create some separation. Boom, and he's running on the inside there. Good job there. I think this is Coker on the outside, and he's a guy that likes to go up and get it. So not a lot of pizzazz on this one, right? Not all the time you need pizzazz, and you have a defensive back that's right all up in you. He does a good job fighting. Oh, look at both of these. These are great swipes. These opening swipes are great. So again, not every route is going to be a TikTok route, right? And not everything is going to be a foot fire, all of this. Everybody's going to flow every single time. Sometimes someone's in your grizzly, right? What you going to do if somebody is head up on you? Hey, pop, right? Does a good job getting both of these hands free. The defensive back's hips are flipped. I would like to see him push vertical immediately. I think he spends too much time when he gets clear here. He's got space out here. I think he needs to start separating now, right? I think he's got the space where he can branch out. Instead, he stays vertical, almost tries to stack him, right? I don't think he had the space to fully stack him. Defensive back does a good job recovering, staying there, right? Hey, look, you know what I'm saying? Hey, they don't call it. And again, while we're doing this, he's bullying him, right? You had the separation, then you drop it there, and then you don't have enough base to go ahead and get that catch. Here's 8-1 again. Again, not sure everybody's name. He's going to push vertical, come back to the ball. Okay. And then obviously Jimmy Horn, right? And again, and just because we talked about Adam Thielen's rep, I think it's great that we can see again. Look at what he does on this out route, right? He has somebody outside leverage. I have him where I don't want him. I need to push hard inside 1, 2, 3, right? But I'm not just going to push hard and then push out Adam Thielen or just make one move. It's almost like 3 parts to his, because he pushes in, right, to get him inside. To, all right, I need to get you from out of being so outside. Then I'm right at you now. Now I got you backing up. Now I got you. Whoa. Is he about to run a, you know what I'm saying? Is he about to get up out of here? And that creates all of this. Look at this space. This is space. He's got space here and outside. And once he gets outside, I mean, if that ball is delivered better, I mean, you know what I'm saying? He don't got a chance at that point. So shout out to Jimmy Horn putting these boys in the clinic. Little comeback there. Oh wow. Yeah, okay. So he did. The flag came out. I'm about to say he tried to get jiggy on him. He couldn't. Who is this? Ooh, I like this. Okay, I like. See, again, I like the. I like a little bit of creativity, right? He's off, but he's basically playing head up, right? So he forces him to get out here. He matches hips pretty well, but just uses that basically off coverage to his advantage and stay underneath there. Again, just using off coverage from a safety. And then here we go, Tmac again. Want to see him operate, digs deep, and just sits it down. I mean, that you're not gonna get easier than that. Adam Thielen with a little head fake. Is that an out and up? That was and this is why Adam Thielen gets paid what he gets paid. This is a smooth out and up. This is an out and up where it's not really much of an out and up, because he just kind of bends it instead of out and then up and cutting it in. He just bends it up. That's smooth. Hey, when you can run around, man, don't disrespect Adam Thielen, right? What I like about Adam Thielen, right? Very, very slight in his movements. He's gonna attack this inside shoulder, right? Hard head fake, and as soon as he sees those hips get flipped, watch, he just puts his foot in the ground, and instead of taking it out and then taking it up, he just immediately starts pushing vertical and knows that he can't handle him, and then he has enough space to the outside to utilize that too. Here's Xavier Leggett just going straight up top. Let me stack him. Again, I don't think that's how he should. He reminds me of DK Metcalf sometimes when he runs routes, because it's like, dog, I don't think that's what you should be doing. Like, I don't think you should be. He wants to do the things DK Metcalf should want to do. He's like, oh, I'm 6'1", throw me a jump ball. Why, Xavier Leggett? And then DK Metcalf's like, I'm 6'4", throw me a drag route. What's wrong with y'all? Can y'all stay committed to what y'all playing, please? Man, you are not like that. I mean, that wasn't even really much of a route. He's all up in his grizzlet. I mean, wow. Talk about creating space. Oh, man. We got to, come on now. We got to catch these. Hunter Renfro. Oh, what is that? Hunter B. I just called you a great route runner. Yo, what is this? What route is this? He just started doing spins. I know he stumbled, but he spun around. He came back. What? Yo, I've never seen nothing like that. Hey, they just make it up now. They just making stuff up now, dog. That's absolutely hilarious. All right. That's enough there. I think Tmac and then we're going to take over. I think Tmac's an absolute dog. I think it's just too easy for Tmac. Here he is doing it bigly in the actual preseason game. Look, man, y'all comment down below how y'all feel. What y'all think this Jimmy Horn situation can do. It was fun watching them operate. It was fun watching the one-on-ones. It's fun checking back in on Jimmy Horn, seeing that he's still getting high praise from his head coach. But y'all let me know what your expectations are for the Panthers. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't like it, subscribe if you like football content of all shapes, sizes, form, and fashion. If you don't want to miss no Jimmy Horn content, hit that bell icon, man. We'll see you next time. Continue to be great.